श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्ताम् सदा हृदि। रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्। சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
श्रीमान वेंकटनाथार्य कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्ताम् सदा हृदि। रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्। சீரொன்று தோப்புல் வெங்கடமுடையான் பழமொழியுள் ஓரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ வானேரம் கோமளவும் வாழ்வு.
धन्यवादाः. For all your information, recently I came across another Taniyan for Sri Ramanujacharya. I shall just read it. Vande Vedanta Karpura Chamikara Karandakam Ramanujam Aryanam. Just a second. Ramanujam Aryanam Chudamanim Aharnisham. So let us. I find it seems that it has been given in almost all books, but I don't know the source. I tried to find out the source, but we don't know the author so far. Who wrote this? That is just for remembering the preceptor of Sri Vedanta Deshika who wrote the Abhaya Pradana Saram. So we are now discussing the topic, namely Sharanya Sheela Prakashaha. That is the topic, that is the title under which we are now looking at the content. The relevant to the title, that is in tune with the topic. So we saw earlier that yesterday that as Sri Rama, though he incarnated as a human being, he wanted to just say that he is an ordinary human being, but he showed all miracles and exhibited the highest powers that he possesses, and therefore he also now takes an oath to do away with all the creations when he becomes angry. So this is what we saw earlier. So that he said, by arrows I will stop the speed of the flooding rivers. So I will put to naught all the creations, including the stars, moon, sun, all planets, the entire sky, and so on. And then we also saw that if the god of the earth surrenders, the earth will be redeemed, uplifted. It will be restored to its normal position, and so on. So these were the statements that we saw in tune with the topic, namely Sharanya Sheela Prakashaha. We are trying to understand the exposition of the greatness of the Lord who is fit to be surrendered to. So this is what we saw in the previous verse. So this also we had in Sanskrit. Vegam vapi samudrasya vayum va vidhamet sharaihi. So we saw earlier in the yesterday's session that he will stop the speed of the river, or he will reduce the speed of the river in spate. But now he says, I will also stop the ocean. I will also control the ocean. Vegam vapi samudrasya. Previously we saw that Rama could break the shore of the oceans, inundate the whole earth with the water and so on. So here he says again, Vegam vapi samudrasya. The power of the ocean is also to be stopped, impeded. And vayum va vidhamet charai. So all by the arrows, vayum va, even the air will be stopped from blowing. So the air will not blow. Even Vayu Bhagavan, when he is disturbed mentally, namely when Hanuman is disturbed, when his son is disturbed, Vayu Bhagavan takes a decision that I will not blow. But of course, where Shastra says, scriptures say that all creations, inclusive of everything, are under the direct control of the Lord. And also, they also do their duty only because of the fear from the Lord. Bhishatmat pavate vayuhu. The wind blows only because of the fear from the Lord. So that is the Taittiriya Upanishad from Krishna Yajurveda. And therefore, here he wants to show the prowess. And rather, I said to you yesterday that he threatens. So when he threatens, we must obey. So there is no other way. So Sharaihi Vayum Va Vidhameti. Samudrathin Vegatayo. That is Appadi Udainda Samudrathin Vegatayo. Already he said he will break the shore. So when he breaks the shore, again the ocean water will flow into any corner of the creation. And therefore, there also he can control the spread of the ocean water. So, appadi udainda samudrathin vegathayo, alladu perum kaatrin vegathayo. So, we are talking about tornado, hurricane, storm. So by arrows, he can stop. Alladu perum kaatrin vegathayo, tan ambugalal udane nirthi viduvan. No, this is from Aranyakandam. So 31st canto, 23 to 27. So it is a statement of Akampana. And therefore, we see in the previous one, let us look at the second verse of this page. We are now looking at the third verse. Nahi Ramo dasagriva shakyo jetum tvayayudhi. Just one line earlier. Samhritya va punarlokan vikramena mahayashaha. So we saw the first line. Vegam vapi samudrasya vayum va vidhamet charaihi. Samhritya va punarlokan. So he will collect together all the worlds, and he will also make them shrink. That's the meaning. Samhritya va punarlokan. Punaha again lokan. All the worlds. Vikramena by his power. Mahayashaha, very famous Lord, Sri Rama. and Shaktaha Saha Purusha Vyagraha Srashtum Punaha Imaha Prajaha. So he will make all the worlds of creation becoming one with the Lord. Rather, the entire creation will enter into the stomach of the Lord, belly of the Lord. They will disappear from the existence. And then he will again create all people. Imaha Prajaha. The same subjects, same citizens, same people will be again created. Srashtum Punaha. Punaha again, Srashtum to create. Saha Shaktaha. He is capable of. He will be able to create again, recreate all these people again. Because he is Purusha Vyagraha, he is the best of men. Purusha Vyagraha literally means tiger of men, tiger among men, meaning best of men. Generally, we use the word tiger or lion for meaning the best. The tiger will attack at any time anybody. And therefore, so Vyagra is tiger. So otherwise, we call the word Shardula. Vishwamitra woke up Rama and Lakshmana while he took them to his hermitage called Siddhashrama. On the way, when they were taking rest, it was morning, and he said, Uttishta Narashardula, Kartavyam Daivamanikam. Uttishta Narashardula. Shardula also means tiger, Vyagra also means tiger. So Purusha Vyagraha is the best among men, and therefore he will be able to create these people again. So again, Ravana is addressed by Akampana, and he says, Nahi Ramo Dasagriva Shakyo Jetum Tvaya Yudhi. You cannot win a war against Rama. Oh, 10-headed man, 10-headed demon. So Dashagriva. Griva actually neck. We say, so here head. So Dashagriva, 10-headed demon, namely Ravana. Ramaha na shakyaha jetum. Rama cannot be defeated. So Toya, by you, Yudhi, in the war. And Rakshasam vapi lokena, Swargaha papajanaihi. Now, what is the analogy? What is the parallel? So, sinful people cannot go to heaven. Swargaha, the heaven, papajanaihi, by the sinful people, na shakyaha jetum, not possible to win over. So, sinful people, sinners cannot attain heaven. And Rakshasam vapi loken. They cannot even go to the world of demons. So Rakshasam vapi lokena. So with the help of the demons, sinful people cannot win over the heaven. So there are so many meanings. So the sinful people along with the demons cannot go to heaven. With the help of the demons, the sinners will not be able to attain heaven, and so on. Of course, you know, the heaven is the intermediary place where meritorious people get into and get back to earth to be born again. And therefore, Swarga is only a place, rather you can say even imaginary place, where gods are supposed to reside. 33 crores of gods are supposed to live. And we call it hell when you say Narakaha, where 66 crores of demons live. So we have these concepts in order to threaten us not to commit sins and always do meritorious actions. That is what we. So Ravana, பாப்பம் செய்தவர்களால் சொர்க்கம் அடைய முடியாதா போலே உன்னாலேயாவது ராட்சத ஜனங்கள் எல்லாராலேயாவது ராமனை சண்டையில் ஜெயிக்க முடியாது.
அடியேன்
What? Yeah,
அது
dear.
ஒரு சின்ன அபிப்பிராயம். அதாவது
சொல்லுங்க.
ராட்சசன் முயற்சி பண்ணாலும் பாப ஜென்மங்கள் சொர்க்கத்தை அது சொர்க்கம் போக முடியாது அப்படிங்கிறதுக்கு அதுக்கு வந்து சொர்க்கமோ மோட்சமோ போக முடியாதுங்கிறது. அதாவது நீ எப்படியாப்பட்ட முயற்சி பண்ணாலும் உன்னால முடியாது. நீ வந்து நீ நம்ம பாவத்தை போக்கினாதான் நீ போக முடியும். நீ அதாவது ராட்சசவாபிங்கிறது லோக்கியனுங்கிறது அது ஒரு எக்ஸ்ட்ரீம் லெவல்ல சொல்றது. பட் அதுக்காவது ராட்சசனமா முயற்சி பண்ணாலும் யூ கேனாட் அட்டைன் மோக்ஷா சொர்க்கா, உன்னுடைய இதுலதான் நீ பண்ண முடியும் அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி எடுத்துக்கலாம்.
அப்படின்னு எடுத்துக்கலாம். அதாவது உங்க இன்டர்பிரேஷன் நல்லா இருக்கு. அதாவது முரட்டுத்தனமா by the what you call violent methods which demons use, one cannot attain heaven.
சுவாமி, one more கேள்வி. ராட்சசன்றது ஒரு ராட்சச தன்மை அது. அதனால இப்ப ஒரு ஒரு ஆத்மானோட ஒரு சொரூபம் வந்து ராட்சசாவும் வரலாம், புண்ணிய ஆத்மாவும் வரலாம். அவளோட தன்மையை பொறுத்ததுதான் இல்லையா? So இது வந்து it is a transitional position only. If the Rakshasa does a good thing, he can, like Vibhishana, he can be a punya atma and he can reach Bhagavan. Adhan.
Of course, what you said is right. This is what the point which Rajagopal Swami also is telling. Namely, with violent methods, we cannot achieve heaven. Though, because we are sinners. So again, as you said, how are we all good people or how are we all bad people? So the problem with us is our birth is beginningless, and we do not know when we started doing good actions and when we started committing sins. The problem is what we call, you have three types of sins that we have: prarabdham, sanchitam, agami. We are not worried about the agami, that is the future sins that we are going to commit. Of course, we are sure to commit. So sanchitam is collected sins over the births. Prarabdham is unavoidable suffering through the sins called prarabdham. That is also another collection of sins, bad actions, the results of bad actions. Now, with this, what we understand from Ramayana is, first point that the Tamil translation says is, if all the demons get together, they will not be able to win over Rama. That is the first point that we understand from Tamil translation. And what I added was, the sinners joining with all demons cannot win over Rama. That means another army, namely another army is human beings who are sinners, cannot join. Even when they join with the demons in what we call scores, many, but they cannot win over Rama. Number one. What you both are saying is good also, that with the demoniac power, sinners cannot win over Rama, nor they can go to heaven. So again, of course, we are talking about heaven here. So not only win over Rama, but also cannot go to heaven. That's the point here. So Papa, of course, your Rajagopalan Swami's interpretation also is that when they are using powerful methods like demons, as you said also. As you said, Punyatma, there is no discussion about Punyatma here, because Punyatma like Vibhishana are capable of going to heaven, win over Lord Rama, and win his affection. And there is no doubt about it. So we are now talking about Papatmas only here. So Papatmas will always be a failure, total failure. So what Rajagopalan Swami also is driving that point, namely, by any means, sinful people cannot win over either heaven or Ram. So that's
இல்ல
it.
சாமி
No, because
இல்ல
we,
இல்ல அந்த இல்ல அந்த ராமருங்கிறதையே மோட்சம்னு எடுத்துக்கலாங்க, அப்படி வச்சுக்கோ. மோட்சத்தையோ சொர்க்கத்தையோ நீ ராமர்னு இங்க அந்த ராமர் ஈக்குவல் டு மோட்சம், அதாவது சொர்க்கம், இது மோட்சம், சொர்க்கம். மோட்சத்தையோ சொர்க்கத்தையோ அடைய முடியாது பாபாட்டம் அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி.
the first aim is not, I mean, last aim is moksha, and therefore first aim is by doing good actions we can go to heaven. That's the concept that we have. And if we commit sins, we are supposed to go to hell, and therefore narakam. So this what I told you is again these two concepts are for avoiding our actions which are bad. So that's the. Thank you so much for discussions. So let us go to the. Let us go. The understanding of what we say in Tamil is is diminished while we are talking in Tamil. When Keshavadas, we can understand, but still, if you want, that's why I interpret your discussion. So, Perumaludane, what you said is right. Moksha is the final aim. Moksha again, what you call becoming one with the Lord. Becoming one with the Lord in the sense, not Sayujyam, but Samipyam and service. So, Seva. Kainkarya Prapti is Moksham. Kainkarya Prapti is Moksham. So, a sinful person cannot get the opportunity for doing service to the Lord. That's what you also meant as what you call Moksham. Moksham by itself is what you call, the intimate relationship is what we call Samipyam, Sarupyam and so on. Sarupyam is intimate relationship. Whereas the sinful people will not be able to become one with the Lord, in the sense that they will not be able to do service to the Lord when they go on committing sins. So that's it. So Perumaludane பொருது இழைத்து கலங்கின ராவணன் தெளிந்து தன் தேரை மீட்டு கொண்டு போன சாரதியை வெறுத்து சொல்லும் போதும் சத்ரோஹோ பிரக்யாத வீரியஸ்ய ரஞ்சனீயஸ்ய விக்ரமைஹி என்று மேலே இவ் அவதார மகாத்மியத்தை சொல்ல கடவன் இறை. Rama's special quality is Shatrunamapi Vatsalaha. That is the adjective given by Ramayana author Valmiki. So Ripunam hi Vatsalaha. He is affectionate towards the enemies also. Not only that, in turn, the foes, F-O-E-S, foes appreciate Rama. That is the greatness of Rama. After Vali has been killed, Tara appreciates Rama. After Ravana has been finished, Mandodari appreciates Rama. So meaning that opponents also adore Rama for his prowess, though one of their people have been killed. So what happened was, in the war between Ravana and Rama, Ravana became Nirayudhapani. He was armless, ARM. So he was weaponless. So Porudu, after fighting, Perumaludane Porudu, after fighting with Rama, Ilaithu, he became weak. Kalangina, he became disturbed in mind, mentally restless. Ravanan, so Kalangina is actually, his mind has become turbid because of his failure, his defeat in the hands of Rama. Ravanan Telindu, after he came out of his unconsciousness, rather he became normal in his thoughts, Tan Therai Meetu Kondu Pona Sarathiyai. Again, the driver was responsible for taking back Ravana from the war field. So, Tan Therai Meetu Kondu Pona, so Sarathiyai. The driver was shrewd enough to take away Ravana from the war field. And he scolded the driver. Ravana scolded the driver. Veruthu Chollumbodum. He despised the driver. He admonished the driver. He found fault with the driver. Why did he take him away from the war field? That means in order to escape, in order to rather show the back, we say, Tamil, Puramudu hittu order mari. So, but he said, Shatroho prakhyata viryasya ranjaniyasya vikramai. When he said this, he added the word ranjaniyasya. The way in which Rama fought with him, Ravana, is wonderful. So enjoyable fight. So he put up a straight, equal fight or better fight with Ravana. And therefore, Shatroho of the enemy, Prakhyata Viryasya, though he is very popular, his power is popular, valor is popular, Ranjaniyasya, his way of fighting, style of fighting was delectable. And therefore, so Vikramaihi. Vikramaihi, by the steps that he made. Rama made strides against Ravana. And those strides were interesting. So enjoyable. So Ranjaniyasya. And therefore, we understand that Ramavatara has got a lot of greatness. So even from the mouth of Ravana, even from the mouth of enemy, the staunch enemy Ravana, the Endru Mele, Avatara Mahatmyate Chanla Kadavani. Valmiki presented the real words of Ravana when he appreciated the strides made in the fight when Rama attacked Ravana. So that was enjoyable. So Ippadi, so Sri Vibhishana one, Mahatmane. So how do we understand that Rama was a great soul, Paramatma? Through the words of Vibhishana one. So word Vibhishana one said only one word, Mahatmane. That shows the extreme power, rather highest power of Sri Rama. And Raghavaya and Surunga Channa Parattu. The entire greatness of Rama as the Paramatma, the Supreme Soul, is condensed into a single word, a small word, Raghavaya, because he was only a king on earth, human king on earth of the solar race, Raghava. And the Surunga Channa Parattu Savalabhyam. So Mahatmane refers to the highest power of the Almighty. Raghavaya refers to the accessibility, easy accessibility of Rama to Vibhishana. Mele Mudaligal Pasurattalum Melidappattadu. So now we are looking at the words Yangane Enil. So how do you understand the Pasuram also? The verse here called 4. Ajnatam nastite kinchite Trishi Lokeshu Raghava Atmanam Pujayan Rama Prichasi Asman Suvirtaya. So Yuddhakanda 17th canto 33rd verse. So here Vibhishana, Sugriva, all these people are addressing the Lord. So they understood that Vibhishana at least understood that he is the Almighty, and therefore he says, Ajnatam nastite kinchit. There is nothing in this world that you don't know. Ajnatam, not known. Nasti, nothing. Te kinchit, te your. So your knowledge is vast, all pervading, and there is no knowledge which is not possessed by you. So Atmanam Pujayan Rama, because you have friendship with us, you are asking us. Atmanam Pujayan. You want to give respect to each individual, and therefore you are asking Prichasi Asman Sugruttaya. So because of your friendship, you are asking us. It's actually Sugriva's words. So and Vibhishana also is said to have said this. So Mahaviran என்று பிரசித்தி பெற்றவனும் என் பராக்கிரமத்தை காட்டி சந்தோஷப்படுத்தத்தக்கவனுமான என் சத்ரு பார்த்து கொண்டிருக்கும் பொழுது யுத்தத்தில் ஆசையுடைய நான் பயங்காளியாக்கப்பட்டேன். So this is the meaning of the Yuddhakanda 106th canto 6th verse, namely Rama is very popular for his power. So I wanted to show my power to him. Ravana says this. I wanted to show my power to him and make him happy. But because he is an enemy, I wanted to show him my power. At the same time, when I have been witnessing the war between me and Rama, I love war. I love war. But I have been made a coward. I have made a kataraha. I have been made a coward. Koreyakapatte. Bayankaliakapatte. Then you have these words. Rama, மூவலகங்களிலும் நமக்கு தெரியாதது உண்டோ? எங்களிடமிருந்த நட்பினால் எங்கள் ஒவ்வொருவரையும் கௌரவித்துக் கொண்டு நீர் இவ்விதம் எங்களை கேட்கிறீர். So this is the statement of Sugriva, that each one of the monkeys has been asked the opinion whether to accept Vibhishana or not. So only in the Yuddhakanda 18th canto, Rama declares that Vibhishana is accepted. So all these are all words of monkeys through the mouth of the leader, namely Sugriva. So we go to 72. So they again said, Tvam hi satyavrataha shuraha dharmikaha dridavikramaha parikshakari smritiman nisrishtatma sugrutsucha. Now, all this through the mouth of Sugriva, the leader, all monkeys said, Tvam hi satyavrataha. You have a vow of truth. Tvam, you, he indeed, satyavrataha, a man of vow of truth. You are always truthful. Shuraha, you are a hero. Dharmikaha, you are a righteous person. Dridavikramaha, who has firm power, prowess. Then parikshakari, you all test us. You all experiment on us to understand whether Vibhishana should be accepted or not. Parikshakari. Smritiman, you remember everything. So Smritiman refers to what I call the Almighty's quality, namely he remembers everything from the beginning of all the creation up to this moment. Smritiman, he has got a lot of memory power. Sugrutsucha Nisrishtatma. So he is concessional to the friends. He is always affectionate to the friends. He also gives freedom to the friends. He also grants liberty to the friends. So Tamhi. So this is a leader's quality. A leader always will consult the subordinates and then only take decision, of course, according to his own judgment. So Tamhi engira ittale. Now when the monkeys echoed their opinion through the mouth of their leader Sugriva, this because of this particular verse. மேல் சொல்லப்படுகிற குணங்களுக்கெல்லாம் அதிசயாவகமான ஸ்வரூப வைலட்சண்யம் சொல்லுகிறது. So this is the difference between the Jivatma and the Paramatma. So all Jivatmas may make a mistake in decision, whereas the Paramatma will never swerve from the righteous path and make a wrong decision. So Swarupa is the original nature of the Lord. Vailakshanyam is difference. So when you compare the individual soul, Jivatma with Paramatma, Paramatma will have an upper hand, that all the qualities that we can imagine, that we see in the Paramatma, will always be more excellent than what we possess. So Swarupa Vailakshanyam Swarupa. Now how is it? There is an analogy, beautiful example. பொற்றாமரைப்பூவின் பரிமளத்திற்கு அல்லாத தாமரைப்பூவின் பரிமளத்தை காட்டில் ஆශ්‍රய வைலட்சண்யத்தாலும் அதிசயம் உண்டாயிருக்கும் இது. Here there are two types of examples. You take a gold lotus, a lotus flower made of gold. It is lifeless. Gold lotus is lifeless. But when you say it has smell, so பொற்றாமரைப்பூவின் பரிமளத்திற்கு, so that is the comparison for Paramatma. The beautiful smell, aroma comes out of a gold lotus. Gold lotus is achetana, it is lifeless, but the smell comes out of it, a beautiful smell comes out of it, and that is the wonderful nature of the Lord. Or you take an ordinary lotus, தாமரைப்பூவின் பரிமளத்தை காட்டில், so you know the beautiful smell of lotus flower. So beyond the, rather better than the smell, beautiful smell of the lotus flower, Lord Almighty is smelling more beautifully. How does he shine with more beautiful smell? That is because Ashraya Vailakshanyam. So Ashraya is, he is the Ashraya, he is the substratum, he is the source, he is the refuge, he is the shelter, he is the Sharanyaha. So Sharanya Shila, that is Sharanya Shila is Ashraya. Because he is the greatest Lord, he is different from the beautiful smell of the ordinary lotus flower. The aroma, the beautiful smell of the Lord is different from ordinary lotus flower smell. And that is because he is able to give succor to the devotees. He is able to provide shelter to the surrenderers. And therefore, so we look askance at the position of the Lord, the greatest position of the Lord. Atishayam undayirukkumiri. That is what we understand. I remind you the title, Sharanya Shila Prakashaha. Now, how do we understand by the Sanskrit words? Ivarthatai, to understand the meaning. Gunayatam loke gunishuhi. Matam mangalapadam. Viparyastam hasti chitita pate tattvai punaha. So let us read the translation of Tamil translation of 17th canto 34. Tvam hi satyavrataha shuro dharmiko dridavikramaha parikshakari smritiman nisrishtatma sugritsacha. Shaida pratignyai நிறைவேற்றுபவர். So the father, the emperor Dasharatha, gave boon to Kaikeyi, and Kaikeyi demanded that Rama should go to the forest for 14 years. So Rama made the father Dasharatha truthful by going to the forest for 14 years. So Satyavrataha. And Veeran, Shuraha, Dharmam Tavaradavar, Dharmikaha, Drida Kalankada Parakrama Ullavar. So whatever be the opposition, he doesn't change his decision. And therefore, Tira Aloshit Karyangalai Shivam. Parikshakari, he always thinks twice before doing anything. We have Snehidargal Vishayathil, the Smritiman, Shainandri Maramadavar. So when he remembers everything, he also remembers with gratitude all the help that he received from others. And Snehidargal Vishayathil, Sugurutsucha, Nisrishtatma, Mutrum Kattupattavar. He is also listening to patiently to the opinions of friends. So here we say, so that is what we call Atishayavaha, Permai Tarudana. Sorupatal Undana Matram is not Vetram, Matram. Ponnalana Yahiale, Vasaniki Iripudamana, Dravyatalum Undana Permi. The two qualities go together in the Almighty, namely, the lotus is made up of gold, and therefore it is the best lotus. There is smell also in the lotus, and therefore these two qualities cannot exist together, whereas they do exist in Rama, and therefore he is great. So he is great because the not only the object is valuable, but also there is good smell. So now let us look at the 5. Kudanayatam loke gunishu hi matam mangalapadam. Viparyastam hasti chitidharapate tattvai punaha. So again it is an appreciation, adoration of Lord. So Mangalapadam, the word called auspiciousness, Mangalapadam. Matam is, corresponds to Mangalapadam Matam. The word auspiciousness corresponds to Loke in the world, Gunishu, to the virtuous people. It's called virtuous people. And the Mangalapadam, the auspiciousness, refers to good people, and it depends upon the qualities of the good people, virtuous people. So the virtuous people possess good qualities, and therefore, whenever we refer to the good people, we use the Mangalapadam, auspiciousness, the word auspiciousness. Whereas Punaha, but, last word Punaha, but, Tat, that, Tvayi, in you, Viparyastam. I think I must get the meaning in Tamil so that if it is there available. உலகில் நல்ல வஸ்துக்களை அவைகளில் இருக்கும் நல்ல குணத்தை பற்றியே மங்களமானது சிறந்தது என்று சொல்கிறார். The word Mangalapadam means the best. Now this is Varadaraja Stavam of Kuratalvan in 11th verse. So he says, Hasti Girisha. Hasti is elephant. Giri is mountain. Isha Lord. Lord of the elephant mountain. We call Kanchipuram as the Hastigiri. So the mountain is like an elephant. The elephant's color, elephant size, and therefore we say Hastigiri. It's a special name to Kanchipuram. So Varadaraja, Lord Varadaraja is being addressed by Kuratalvan. Kuresha is what it's called. And he has written 5 stavas, Sri Stavam, Panchastavam he has written, Varadaraja Stavam, Atimanusha Stavam, Sundarabahu Stavam. One more, sorry. So in the Varadarajastavam, he says, Hastigirisha. So Unnidattilo idu mari irukkirathu. The first line says, Gunayatam Gunishuhi Mangala Padam Matam Mangala Padam. The word auspiciousness gets attached to only the virtuous people depending upon the qualities. Whereas Viparyastam, it is opposed here. It is rather contradictory here, that because the qualities, good qualities, auspicious qualities are attached to you, they become auspicious. So again, I repeat this one. So Viparyastam, it is contradictory in your case, namely, Hasti Chitidarapate. Hasti is elephant, Chiti is earth, Chitidhara is mountain, Pati is master. So the master of the Hastigiri, Hasti, that is Kanchipuram, Varadaraja. So Hasti Chitidarapate. So Viparyastam, it is contradictory, because with it, instead of deciding a person as auspicious person or righteous person by the qualities have got the fame of getting attached to you. So it's called Satyavrata Kshetram. Kanchipuram is called Satyavrata Kshetram. Brahma once upon a time wanted to perform Ashwamedha Yaga and then requested Lord Sriman Narayana to suggest a place to do it. So Sriman Narayana said, go to Kanchipuram and perform Ashwamedha Yaga. Unfortunately, Brahma did not inform in time Saraswati, his wife, the goddess of education. And Saraswati came in the form of a river to destroy the place of sacrifice, namely Ashwamedha Yaga. She came in the form of a river called Vega, a speedy river. And again, Brahma appealed to Sriman Narayana to stop the river from inundating the place of sacrifice, and therefore Lord came according to the request of Brahma and became a dam across the Vega river. So that means he fulfilled the promise in this place, in this holy place. Therefore, the Kanchipuram is called Satyavrata Kshetram. And therefore, the word Satyavrataha is given there. Twamhi Satyavrataha. You are adhering to the truth. And therefore, so Unnidattilo idu mari irukkirathu eppadi enil Satyam Jnanam முதலிய குணங்கள் உன்னை அடைந்தபடியாலே பெருமையை அடைந்தன என்றோ வேதாந்த வாக்கியங்களால் நிச்சயம் செய்திருக்கிறோம். Those who have studied scriptures can understand that the scriptures declare that these qualities become come to be called as Mangala quality, auspicious quality, because they are attached to the Lord. We are not assessing or judging the Lord's goodness or the best quality of the Lord by looking at the qualities. Whereas the qualities become good qualities when they get attached to the Lord. So, gunaha satya jnana prabhrtayaha uta tadgatataya shubhi bhuyam yata itihi niranaishma shruti vashat. So by the influence of the scripture, shruti vashat, because the scriptures say niranaishma, it has been decided by us, iti, thus, what? Gunaha shubhi bhuyam yataha. The qualities have become auspicious. Whatever be the good quality, the good qualities became auspicious. They came to be known as auspicious qualities They came to be called auspicious qualities like what? Satya Jnana. Satyam, the truth. So when Lord follows the truth everywhere, anywhere, so the quality called Satyam becomes famous. And if a person is asatyam, that is untruthful, then the word quality, Satya quality cannot get attached to him. So it's also jnana, that means the wisdom, rather called omniscience, all knowledge. So prabhritayaha, etc. Uta or twadgatataya, because they got attached to you, because they reached you, the qualities reached you. So they shubhi bhuyam yataha. They became to be called mangala gunaha. So shubhi bhuyam, shubham, mangalam, everything is the same. Auspicious in the sense, the qualities became the best because they are attached to the Lord. So this is what we say with regard to that. Is why, so again I remind us that Sharanya Sheela Prakasha. So we have to understand the difference between the individual soul and the supreme soul, and we have to understand the greatest quality of the supreme soul. And we must also understand, not because the qualities are in the possession of the Lord, but because the qualities are the best because they are possessed by the Lord. Lord possesses them, not they possess the Lord. So that is the meaning of this page, paragraph, and so on. And again, I think we must remind ourselves that a person, a surrenderee, must be fit enough to be surrendered to. And now we are understanding the greatness of Rama from the incarnation and by the study of the story of Ramayana. And that is what that's what we are expected to understand by Vedanta Deshika in his Abhaya Pradana Saram, meaning that surrenderee must be capable of protecting the surrenderer. And therefore, when as Jivatmas, as individual souls, we are to surrender to him, just of course once. And then as Ramanujacharya requested in his Sharanagati Gadyam, he said, Paramarthiki Bhagavat Charanaravinda Sharanagatihi Aviratastumi. He said, my Sharanagati, my total surrender, though done once, should be continuously present in my mind, attitude. So I need certain things by the Sharanagati, namely, I want the absolute wisdom, Parajnana. Then I want complete devotion, Parabhakti, highest devotion, Parabhakti. And also I must have Paramabhakti, better devotion, rather the best devotion, Paramabhakti, along with the Kaikarya Karita, the mind to do service. So these are the four things that he aspired by Sharanagati. And he says it should be ever continuing, never-ending process, namely Paramarthiki. Paramarthiki is what we call the highest goal. The highest goal, namely Sharanagati, is doing service. That's all. Doing service. Nothing else. So after going what we call to the world called Vaikuntham, so our motto must be do service permanently. That's why he said Aviratastumi. So to develop this attitude, Abhaya Pradana Sara of Sri Vedanta Deshika gives us the greatness of the Lord in one incarnation, Rama, namely what we call Sharanya Sheela Prakasha.
ராமானுஜதயா பாத்ரம் ஞான வைராக்கிய பூஷணம் ஸ்ரீமத் வெங்கடநாதார்யம் வந்தே வேதாந்த தேசிகம். கவிதார்க்கிகவிமாய கல்யாண குணசாலினே ஸ்ரீமதே வெங்கடேசாய வேதாந்த குரவே நமः. பிரதிரோபங்க பஞ்சாரண பராக்கிரம ஈவான் வெங்கடநாதார்ய இரம் விஜயதாம்புவி இரொன்று தோப்பாதிரு வேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்று சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஒரொன்று தானே மயாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேர ஓமளவும் வாழ்வு.
ராமானுஜதயா பாத்ரம் ஞான வைராக்ய பூஷணம் ஸ்ரீமத்வேங்கடநாதார்யம் வந்தே வேதாந்த தேசிகம். கவிதார்க்கிக சிம்ஹாய கல்யாண குணசாலினே ஸ்ரீமதே வெங்கடேஷாய வேதாந்த குரவே நமः. சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஓரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம்